Hey guys, welcome back. Another Digital Gate Studios production. Just when you thought all we had was gameplay footage for you, what do we have? Another deck profile video. We got Jordan here. You may remember him from our awesome Ancient Wise video, one of the top videos on our channel.
Nice.
Rightfully so. So what do you have for us today?
I have some fun for you. I'm calling it JER. Stands for Jumbo Experience Requiem. I mean, shout out to the JoJo's fans out there. There's a reason why I'm calling it that. Because it's a jumbo deck, JumboGamemon or Gammon. We haven't really confirmed the name, but basically you get to do what you want, and you try and choke your opponent to not do what they want to do. Keep them locked down. It is updated. I mean, Jesse and I have been through this like 6 iterations of this deck. He's helped me test. But now it has the starter stuff in it and the new RB1 stuff. So we'll go ahead and jump right into it with the eggs. So I'm playing 4 of the Tumblemon, just because, you know, if on opponent's turn, if a Digimon has blocker, it gets plus 1k. Pretty self-explanatory. I am playing 1 of the new Koromon egg from the starter deck.
Okay.
When an attack target is switched, this Digimon gets plus 1k until the end of the turn. So I mean, once they declare their attack, and then you can declare your block with that Digimon, that's when that triggers. So if there's anything DP wise, like a Gallant maybe swinging if you're at 12k, then kind of sneak out that extra 1k to not get deleted, because that happens after they declare their attack. A couple floodgates here, kind of need them in any deck really. Chikurimon, players can't reduce play costs. It doesn't hurt me because I'm not reducing play costs.
Yep.
And you know, there's plenty of decks out there that are doing that. 1 Gotsumon, it used to be 4, but I got to the point where I was decking out. From BT13, it's a blocker, and then on a opponent's turn, if it's deleted, reveal top 3, add 1 black card to your hand, bottom deck the rest. Here's a new piece to the deck, Espeon.
Yeah.
Opponent's turn, the inheritable is where while there's a tamer in play, gets plus 2k.
That's such an interesting way they worded that, right? You know?
Right. So just a tamer. So, I mean, you can have anything on top of it. If there's 1 tamer, guess what? On opponent's turn, he's plus 2k. So your jumbo easily becomes 15k because you're going to have a tamer out, or they're going to have a tamer out. That's just the way the meta is right now. So it's a very cool card. Very good. I mean, it's only 2k, but he's not going to be there very long as a rookie. And then here's the other new piece, the Agumon, the starter deck Agumon. Start of main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon Ganon memory, that's very, very important, especially because this deck has big Digivolve costs.
Yeah.
So you want as much memory as you can get. And then also the inheritable, when attack target is switched, gain a memory. So, again, you block, or even if you're playing into like War Gray, you get that extra memory. And then, you know, it also triggers this too. So if they decide to raid, that's going to trigger as well. So makes it very tough for your opponent to really kind of navigate that just with your eggs and rookies alone. And then 1 Sephirothmon from the Ancient Wise, you know.
Yeah.
On Digivolve, one of your opponent's Digimon has to attack start of main phase. It's very, very good on a tamer. If you need that extra draw, or just make them do it, or you can do it on any of these. Bringing back an old school card, Mechanorimon.
I love that card still.
I mean, it's such a good card. And then I am playing 1 of the new ties. So when target is switch, it gets plus 2k for the turn. So you're gonna have an 8k Mechanori just like that. That's gonna take out most level 5s. That are being played. You can attack, but I mean that's not why you play them. Typically you just hard play it too because it's gonna get around a lot of de-digivolving stuff. But I mean, if you have it on here too, it's 8k. If you Digivolved on top of that on opponent's turn, got the tamer in play, it's 8k. It's an 8k blocker that can just, keep doing its thing.
Absolutely.
Another card from the Wisemon, Gardramon. Just love this card. On play, blocker, on play, one of your Digimon gets plus 3k until the end of your opponent's turn. So you play it on your turn. Target itself, the 7k blocker till the end of your opponent's turn. Of course, target any other Digimon on board. My favorite card, and I'm saying it, I'm going on record right now, it's going to be in a top deck. I think it's going to be in multiple top decks. Okay. Definitely for Machine, Hover Espeon. This is the first card I've ever bought a playset of alts. It's not very expensive, but like just because I saw I won't shut up about this card. People are probably sick of me talking about this card at locals. Ever since I saw this card, it's insane. If you don't know what it does, it's a 5 cost, 2 to Digivolve, but it has an on play and when Digivolving. So that right there is pretty good.
Yeah.
Reveal top card of your opponent's security stack. If that card is a Digimon card, gain a memory. If it's not a Digimon card, draw 1. And then you get to put that back on top or the bottom of their stack. I mean,
that's sick. That's insane. Yeah.
That's insane value in game knowledge. Yeah. I think that is that's getting overlooked right now.
Well, what I like about this card too is it's on play and when Digivolving.
Right.
And it's only a 5 cost hard play, which isn't the end of the world, right?
Right.
And still has that 2 cost Evo. So it's hitting good numbers, it's memory efficient, and does all of that.
And that's not all. There's more. All turns while there's a tamer in play, just like here, it gains blocker and cannot be deleted by your opponent's effects.
That's sick. That's so sick.
So the evolve or the on play could potentially, the evolve could cost 1, the on play could cost 4 if it's a Digimon card on the top of the stack, or you can or you just get a draw out of it. So it's not the end of the world. I mean, Digivolving for 1 is insane.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But this all turns effect is wild. Especially for Death X. Yeah. Because you're not gonna be upset about ever hard playing this card. I mean, the knowledge you gain out of this card itself, and then the resources you get, are just out of this world. And then you have a tamer, or they have a tamer, and they drop Death X. Guess what? If this is just if it's by itself, it's gonna get around that Death X trigger all the time. Jeez. So as long as this is your lowest cost, like it can't be deleted.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
that's
somebody
crazy.
tried to do Crimson Blaze.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay. Like, yeah, you gain your memory back, but you didn't delete 2 of these.
Exactly.
Because there were 2 on board, and it's like he's like, that card's really annoying. I'm like, yes, exactly.
It's
and it's a cyborg, so it's gonna go into machines no matter what.
Yeah, a lot of benefits from different cards.
Yeah, I mean this card is just it's insane. It's insane. The only thing you got to be careful about is like red hybrids, because they can get rid of their tamer.
Yep.
So once that tamer's gone, it loses that all turns.
But you'll still have a tamer, right?
Well, you would hope.
You would hope. You're right. You're right. You would hope. You would hope.
The another card I'm bringing back, Andromon from EX2, blocker, all your opponent, and then on opponent's turn, all your Digimon with blocker get plus 2k. Very, very good value. My 5s, I got a little all over the place with the 5s, but that's kind of what you got to do for the Jumbo Spice. My next level 5, Metal Tyranno. When Digivolving on play, for each green or black tamer you have, suspended one of your opponent's Digimon, and then also one of your opponent's suspended Digimon can't unsuspend during their unsuspend phase. The Inheritable is really, really good too. When it's in all turns, when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, trash top card of their stack. So with the cards I have in here, I'm just going to say now, Laplace and Trident's Arm, they have to attack. So that's going to trigger a bunch of stuff in the deck to, cut their memory, make them trash stack, delete their Digimon, etc. Gammon, again, a blocker, but the Inheritable here, one of your Digimon becomes suspended, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So, when you could bring out like the level 4 from under your Jumbo stack, and then block with the Hover SB, or like this, and then give that the buff, the on play also, and then you can activate that trigger there. And then got another spicy card in here, Shoutmon Cross 5.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a high Evo cost, but I mean, security plus 1 and blocker.
I know, just having that alone, it's pretty powerful, and it's a 10k.
Right. Yeah, it's 4 to Digivolve, but you can cheat it out from under the Jumbo too, which is really funny. Another spicy old school card, Mamemon.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Decoy Black is the main reason why.
Got it.
But also on deletion, delete opponent 7 costs or less. So there's a lot of 5s, especially now, that are 7 costs or less. It deletes Marcus's. It's just, and then also if they try and blow up your Jumbo stack, you got this guy.
You can decoy.
You can just decoy.
That makes a lot of sense. 1
Craniumon from BT1 or 3 or however you want to say it. I usually just hard drop it if I need to. Your blockers can't be deleted by effects.
And you got tons of blockers.
Tons of blockers. And like the Hover SP2 has his own protection. Another great card we were just talking about, Metal Garurumon from BT5.
For those of you who didn't play in BT5, you missed a wonderful little format and meta.
Oh, yeah.
This card was awesome. This is like right when Black all of a sudden was being respected. This card was awesome as the main boss of a deck, and I'm really excited that you're bringing it back.
Yeah, I mean, it has reboot, and it's 11K, so there's a lot of stuff that, like, especially Gallant, that's going to pop either a 6K or less or a 13K or more.
Yeah, so you're like right out of that range.
Yeah, as long as you don't have like the Espeon underneath, you're going to be good. But when Digivolving Digiburst 2, typically I'd go for like the egg and usually the level 3.
Gotcha.
But delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 6 or less. If no Digimon was deleted, trash the top card of your opponent's stack. So if you haven't noticed, there's a theme. It's like you're not really checking cards. You're just trashing because you're going to get information off the hover SPs. And then the big boss himself, Jumbo.
Let's go.
Blocker. And then this card was nasty in pre-release.
Oh, he's
like
so
if
good.
you didn't get this card and your opponent did, you were struggling.
Yeah.
Like it was rough. It was an uphill fight because once this hit the board, it didn't matter because you could rainbow digivolve all them shenanigans. But like this card itself, and there was no real removal in BT13.
Yeah, there really wasn't.
And so like in pre-release, this card was everybody was searching for this card. It's like forget the rares, forget the supers, whatever. I need this card.
Yeah.
Because it has blocker. It's a 13K blocker.
It's huge.
Dual color, blue and black. Opponent's turn. When an opponent's Digimon attacks, you may play one level 5 or lower from under this Digimon without paying the cost. Not once per turn.
Yeah, not once per turn.
So it's always fun to just bring these out because you're like, all right, you declared your attack, say like a War Gray. I guess I'll bring out my Guardiamon, give this plus 3K. It's a 16K body. Typically, like the War Gray might, depending on the stat, it's usually like 15, or even like a Jessmon or something, or be like, all right, I'll pop out the Andromon, or pop out this. There's the possibility, or bring this out. Just be crazy with it. This guy, you bring out anything. Hover SP is always a good option too. If you know they're playing Death decks, just play out the Hover SP. Look at what's on the top of their stack, and then Death decks is just going to de-digivolve this.
Absolutely.
But there's just so many different combos to play with this guy. It's like. It's wild. So yeah, I've been toying with trying to make a deck around this guy for a while. And so like I finally got some decent pieces, especially with RB1 in the starter deck. Going into the 7s, Zwart. I mean, almost a no-brainer.
It makes a lot of sense.
Because you bring back all your cards except for like obviously your 6s and this guy. But you can bring everything back. So bringing back a Mano Tyranno to suspend something, or another Hover SB for some info, some game knowledge. Corsamon, of course.
Too strong right now.
Can go on here, on black. Yeah, especially because this deck has 5 Tamers. So you're going to be, and if you're cheating everything out, you're going to have a wide board.
Yeah, having that wide board, and all of a sudden you're swinging, trashing 4 or 5.
Breath of the Gods. Almost a staple in every single black deck right now. Not necessarily for the reboot, but for the, can't be bounced or DP reduced.
Yep.
So Chaos deck is the only thing that can really hit it. And then in security, you can't be attacked for the turn. So it stops Royal Knights. It stops like a lot of the Marcus stuff, or the Shine Gray stuff, Blue Flare. So it's really, and at 2 costs, it's really, really good. Another card I'm bringing back, Laplace Demon. Pretty standard, 1 cost. Till the end of your opponent's turn, one of your Digimon gains started main phase has to attack. So yeah, you do that to them. You control their turns, choke them at 1, make them do it if you have the Jumbo out. And then guess what? They don't get to Digivolve or anything at that time.
Yeah.
They're going to swing. You cheat. You play something out. Block with Jumbo. Kill it. And then Trident Arm, the new card also out of the starter deck.
Oh, that card's so good.
Main, Digivolve 3. And then same thing as last place. Has to attack at the start of the main. So, their Shine Gray all of a sudden becomes Agu almost again.
Yeah,
that's right. And so boom, and then out of security, Digivolve 3.
So
if they're trying to swing with the Marcus, and then they hit it with the Marcus first, and even if they go into the level 7, guess what? It's Digivolve 3.
Yeah,
so
bring them down and back to level 4.
So like, oh, cool, I just did all that for nothing. Another tech, Digimon Emperor.
Yes, nice.
I did it because of hybrids mostly and Blue Flare. So if you don't know what it does, all turns, when one of your opponent's level 5 or lower, Digimon is deleted, suspend this Tamer to draw 1. And then also on opponent's turn, when one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon is moved from their breeding area to the battle area, gain 2 memory. I think this card's going to get a lot of value, especially with the reveal of that white level 3 that like lets you hatch an egg.
Yeah, that promo.
Yeah, and so I think this is going to make a huge comeback. I think people are really sleeping on this card. It did top within the last couple months. I know it was in a deck.
Yeah, I've been liking to see it in security control, and that's one of those cards I would like to see more, but I understand why room is tight.
Right. Well, also, like, when one of your opponent's level 5 is deleted, because it also goes against, like, Beelzemon, because they're always deleting their dudes. So at least you can draw something off of it. And then also they're raising their Impmons constantly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Beelzemon. If you could mess up their memory or mess up their plays, like, they suffer.
Yeah, they have to sequence things right.
Again, another kind of floodgate is Takumi. So when one of your Digimon Digivolve, suspend the draw one. But again, all turns, all level 3 Digimon gain when attacking, lose a memory. You're not really attacking with your level 3, so you're not too concerned with that. But your opponent usually is. Izzy and Joe, always a good black tamer option. If your opponent has 2 or more Digimon, gain 2 memory, and then when one of your black Digimon is deleted on your opponent's turn, suspend the draw one. So I mean, with the memory setting ties, you can easily get the 5 memory.
Yeah.
Of course, I like this. I have 1 of the ties.
Ooh, that's tough.
I like the static effect just because of Quartz.
Yeah.
Because with this, you have to suspend to gain the 2K and draw 1. But they're both memory setters. This just get opponent's turn, all your black Digimon get 1,000. But this guy, when a target is switched by suspending this tamer, draw 1, and then one of your Digimon gets plus 2K. So they could be 2 separate things.
Yep.
And so, like, yeah, you could cheat something out from under the Jumbo, and then you could declare, like, your Andromon the blocker, and then block with the Andromon, and then do that to suspend that to give that to 2K. And so, the good news about this deck is there's a lot of different ways you can go about it.
You have tons of versatility.
The 5s is probably where you have the most freedom. Like, there's so many good level 5s. I mean, I've switched out so many tamers. I used to have the Cyborg tamer.
I
used to have the 2-color reduction cost tamer on Digivolve. This is kind of what I'm going with, though. I like these two, especially after testing against, like, faster decks.
Yep.
I think this is a good way to slow it down, especially when you're paying high Evo costs.
Makes
but
a lot
I
of
mean,
sense. You're okay paying high Evo costs, specifically the fact that you're a blocker, right? And you're creating a high value blocker with a lot of good skills, inheritables, etc. And you almost want them. Like, yeah, let's say you pass by giving them 2 memory or Digivolving a JumboGamemon. Then they swing. You just brought out a level 5 for them.
Right.
So it's like if you won that value trade.
Right. Especially if you can Laplace them. Like, so you typically would, like, if you even set yourself to 0 on Laplace and then drop Jumbo, like, you're still getting that extra body out. But yeah, I love this deck. I've been having a ton of fun with it. Like I said, your 5s is probably where you had the most freedom. I mean, if you find other ways to get some better value, I would love to hear it. But because I mean, there's just so many different ways, especially with this being 2-color, because the original version was memory deleting Wargray here, and then or Blitzgray from EX4, and then DNA to Ragna. But yeah. Let us know if you find a more fun version, a more efficient version. This is what I've been going with, and like I said, this is like the 7th version of this deck. So
I love this, man. This is what the channel needed, was a breath of fresh air with a fun, creative deck that kicks some serious butt and catches opponents off guard. Guys, if you like this, feel free to jump in the comments. Let us know how much you like it, and let us know what level 5s you're gonna start tinkering with. Jordan, as always, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh yeah,
can't wait for next time. Cheers,
thanks, guys.